Hey guys, we're back with another episode for you. Pretty much another segment of Logan's Heroes, a segment we're bringing back from a few years ago that features, sometimes local folks, sometimes on the national scale. They could be anywhere nowadays. And right here for you, we're taking you into an ice cream parlor. Our friend Julie Lally, local PR legend, helping us out, get some great interviews in town to meet the people that make our community what it is. Clementine's Naughty and Nice Creamery is one of those places. If you're familiar with the establishment that's been around since 2014, you'll know that they've grown into a multi-location franchise within Missouri. They're headed to Kansas. They're headed to Illinois. Oprah's List, South by Southwest, Andy Cohen, Good Morning America, St. Louis Bucket List. So many more, and you'll hear about those in this very special interview where me, Logan, Andy, Scotty Scoop sits down with Tamara Keefe, CEO, founder, creator of Clementine's Creamery. You can check them out at clementinescreamery.com. We go into the Macklin location in St. Louis, just a block from the Giggler's house, to try some ice cream, to meet Tamara, to share her inspiring story, and to get to know her on a personal level. Maybe this ice cream shop that's around the corner from you has a lot more going on than what you realize. We're really proud of this one. You're going to get that vibe. We want you to feel like you're in the ice cream shop, the waffle cones, the air conditioning, all the wonderful things, the community aspect, everything that comes with ice cream shops. You're going to hear it. Enjoy this sit down with Tamara. We'll see you after the show. Clementine's Naughty and Nice Creamery. We are at the Macklin location because there are so many locations everywhere now. You're expanding in Missouri, Kansas City,
and Illinois.
And Illinois as well. I know you already have a location over there.
We do.
And we are here live where Andy the Giggler lives right around the block.
Yes.
Hi, Andy.
Yes.
You're back for more.
Today's my dog's birthday, and we'll be taking him here for his
doggy ice
birthday
cream.
treat. So
thank
you guys for having the availability of those.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
We already mentioned Scotty Scoop's here. Scotty, welcome to the remote studio once again.
I need to eat some ice cream.
Okay. Well, guess what? We're whooping out the mostly.
You're in the right place.
We're gonna whip out the Mostly Superheroes credit card and go wild right after this. I'm Logan. I'm your host. We're back again, and in the fourth seat, taking the time with us. Very special time. Tamara Keefe, welcome to the studio. There will be a huge applause for you whenever this plays for the world. Huge studio audience.
I love that. I love that.
How are you? Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. I am fantastic. It's a beautiful day. It's like we're in summer.
It's hot
here, finally.
It's awesome.
And I know that you guys get real geared up for summer with new flavors. Your flavors, you're naughty, you're nice, you're vegan. You got everything across the board. It's one of my favorite things. I've been eating at your spot since my first time at the Lafayette Square location.
That's right, my flagship.
Your flagship, the OG.
The OG.
A 6-month hiatus, and it's back.
It's back.
You're doing it again.
Yes, people are very happy.
Yes, finally, somewhere to get ice cream around the area. Once again, you were a saving grace. I hung out at the Wireworks swimming pool for a couple of years with a ragtag group of people. I'm telling you, it was like Jersey Shore, St. Louis.
I love it.
I was Pauly D at the time. I was like 23, and we said one day after a long day at the pool, we need some boozy ice cream. It's right around the block, and it was one of my first times there. So here we are, all these years later. You're at 8 locations, I think, in Missouri.
Yeah, it's incredible.
What in the world? Congratulations!
Thank you.
You left your career of marketing and advertising all those years ago. I think you made it to St. Louis in 2008.
Mm-hmm.
And then you eventually left your career and made the move. It was after a powerful weekend trip with your girlfriends where you laid it all out in line and said, I'm not happy. I need to get my life back. I don't see my friends. And I'm working 70-hour work weeks.
I wanted to own my own life and own my own destiny.
And
for sure.
It was time.
It was time.
And it was a quick move too. Like, and you were out there on your own. You don't really come from money, it sounds like.
No, I don't.
It was your 401k, your life savings, where you said, I'm going to do this. I've been making ice cream since my passion got started. If you can't tell, I'm telling your life to you. We've listened to a lot of podcasts with you on them.
Oh, wow.
So
okay.
we want to share your story with you and kind of check that we're right.
Got it.
And then you just, you can add in some thoughts as things come to it. But
okay,
kind of just resharing for our audience who might be learning for the first time, some folks that have really highlighted you over the years. You've really been, your story has really caught on. So we jump in with ice cream flavors. We jump in with fun summer stuff. We're at Clementine's ice cream shop, right? I can tell you that I didn't know your story. I only knew about your brand and your company. And I've lived here for 15 years.
Wow.
So I didn't know your story. And it really is so amazing. And I've really heard it from a lot of great people around town and nationally. You've been on the national media cycle as well. But just to shout out some people, you were just with Braden STL on the Oak podcast.
Yeah. He's awesome.
So fun.
Yeah.
And you get featured by St. Louis Magazine all the time. Feast, Sauce, Fox 2, KMOX, KMOV, RFT, RIP.
I know. It's
oh
so
my
sad.
gosh. Oh, God. St. Louis Bucket List. Okay, man, you're all over there. You were on the Dear Founder podcast. That was such an amazing interview. Just hearing a lot more about your story. That's where today you're getting the tidbits. We want to talk about the ice cream.
Sure.
Hear what you got going on in the summer.
Okay.
Any fun stuff you got going out. But also, I wanted to hear briefly, how was South by Southwest?
South by Southwest. Whoa, that was like mind-blowing. It was super cool. It was so much work and so much preparation. And it's, I feel like I speak to people a lot, but it's a whole different ballgame when you walk into a room and, there's 1,000 people in a chair, looking at you, like wanting to hear, like, who wants to listen to me? Like, you know what I mean? That's so crazy. But it was really interesting because we talked about the Clementines, our organoleptic experience that we provide. And that was really cool. It's really innovative and different and unique. It's not just like your normal ice cream shop experience. Like, we curate an experience here that you don't even know that you're having. And so that was really cool to share that with so many people and thought leaders and people doing cool things in the world. And so it was fun, and it was a great team building thing for us and our marketing team, the team that went as well. It was really hard work and a lot of preparation because you have to basically try to remember your talk or whatever for an hour's worth of content. And that's really hard.
It's like getting ready for a TED Talk or something like that, where it's just, this is high caliber.
And a
stage.
TED Talk is only 20 minutes, right? This is an hour. And so coming up with our presentation, and then, I like to buck the system. And so I wanted to do certain things in my presentation that nobody ever had done before. And so we had to kind of go rogue and go turn off the lights in the auditorium. And we had scent machines with waffle cone scent, putting out into the audience. And so so it was you're nervous because you're you're not doing anything wrong, but it's out of their norm. And so you just do it and hope it. So you're nervous, but it provided this amazing experience for the guests, and for the audience. And I think people walked out of there totally wowed. Oh, I never thought about a business or a brand or an experience like that before. So that was very cool.
Well, kudos, because that goes back to design. You said it best. People don't notice great design. Mm-hmm. You shouldn't really, right? And I know you had 4D elements, like you mentioned, the smells, and there's a whole science behind how you're doing your flavors, the options you make available for people, and then the ambiance and the atmosphere that you create when you're in. Mm-hmm. You've said a lot of really great things about how ice cream parlors are part of the community. I feel like it's one of those places where people do gather and talk, and it is open-ended to where the poorest person in the room and the richest person in the room will be there at the same place, because you've also created great options. Congratulations on that being accessible. And being able to try all your flavors when you're here. I think of places like pubs as well, mm-hmm. where culture is literally fed. And I feel like that's what you're doing here. I can see your commitment to a community and opening up the $1 million plus warehouse facility in North St. Louis, creating jobs. That is the kind of stuff that I love to see from, you're now a thought leader. You're a pillar in the community. You might have just started as making ice cream from that $2 machine that your grandma and your family, bought with mm-hmm. you. And it was something that started with passion and fun. So congratulations again. I'm just kind of fanning out that you've created this enterprise. and living here locally, it's really moving.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, it's funny because I tell people, I think when I opened my first or second shop, having my parlors was very much about me, right? I left corporate America. I got tired of slaving for the man and doing all that. And so it was very much about me and what I wanted to do. And I think somewhere between my second and third parlor, my why changed, right? And so it went from being kind of all about me and what I wanted to do to being all about my team, all about the city. What are we doing? How are we changing lives? Like it went from being very like myopic to like very esoteric. No, my why is what am I doing in the communities that we serve, right? Like why? Okay, we're going to invest in North City. We're going to invest in the lowest socioeconomic zip code in the city to make a difference, to give people who live around there an opportunity for living wage jobs. So like it's totally and it's funny because I still live in an 800 square foot house, and all the people who work for me live in bigger houses. But for me, it's never been about me at this point. It's all about what am I giving back? What am I doing in the community? How do we pay people better? How do they get better benefits? How do they, right? And so, 401k and pensions and profit sharing, all those things that my workforce typically would never have access to, right?
Yes.
And so, if I live with a little less so that they can have more, I'm cool with that. Like, I don't need to make $1 million a year.
Yep, we can live within a certain amount of means, and we got to start setting the culture because everything's out of hand. Everything's way too expensive. The cost of living is so crazy that you said it. People that are typically scooping ice cream aren't able to buy a house or maybe like buy that wedding ring. And you've had employees that have kind of taken that journey, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. In fact, we celebrate it inside the company every time one of our employees buys a house. So we just had recently, not that long ago, had one of our scoop shop managers buy a house, and we celebrated that. And then we have someone in our kitchen, our dishwasher just bought a house.
Amazing. That's awesome.
And these are people who never thought in a million years that it would be within their grasp to do that. And so for me, I'm like, right, if I die tomorrow, I've lived well.
Well said and well done.
It's Scotty Scoops.
Scotty Scoop.
Let's do it.
Scotty Scoop. I like the play on words there. Yes.
He gets the scoop, so our listeners don't have to.
That's right.
Okay.
I serve it up.
That's right.
And I mean,
I like it.
You're talking to the flavor Temptress, actually.
Yes, that's technically Temptress.
So
right.
I don't know.
That's right.
Is there a collaboration one day with the scoop and the Temptress?
Maybe.
I might need to come in and then test my skills on some real scooping.
I am picturing.
Oh, you will bitch like a baby after your first week of scooping ice cream. But after that, you're gonna be like Popeye.
I'm gonna have to ask my daughter. She literally just started her first job, scooping ice cream.
Really?
Yeah,
that's
just
awesome.
Like right across the street from where I live down in Ellisville.
The mini scoops grow up so fast.
Yeah.
Well, now
those
you
little
got
scoops.
We'll see how she does.
Need to get her out of real ice cream.
That's
company.
right.
And if she gets really good, she'll learn to scoop with her opposite arm too, because she's going to have one huge. So our scoopers who've been with us a long time, they are now ambidextrous scoopers because they want to level out their guns.
So you're telling me if you work here long enough, you will get superpowers.
You definitely get superpowers.
And you don't even need the spinach.
Nope.
Has that been a flavor yet?
Of course.
Okay.
Long time ago. Yeah.
Gosh, I'm behind. I gotta get caught up. I gotta read. Hopefully there's a book. That'd be a good coffee table book. Ice cream table book. All right, Andy.
Wow. I just want to know, do you guys sell more of like the naughty or the nice?
We definitely sell more nice than naughty.
Okay. Because I feel like
it's only
in my
for guests 21 and over.
Okay, that makes total sense. I feel like the naughty part.
A bunch of drunk kids around town.
Well,
yeah,
that's true.
That's not good for anybody.
The naughty part was what drew me here in my 20s, and now the nice part is what keeps me here in my 30s. So.
And none of us are vegan, but we're all attracted to those vegan options.
Have you tried them?
My partner has, and I think there's a cookie, a sugar cookie one. I think.
Oh, during the holidays, the vegan sugar cookie.
That's what's coming to my mind.
It's on fire.
And there's others, I guess.
So you should try them because people are like, oh, vegan. I'm like, don't think of them as vegan. Think of them as non-dairy.
Yeah.
Because it's not as scary that way. And literally, you will try them and you'll have no idea. They are so good. They are. One of my favorites is our tahini chocolate chip and our lemon poppy seed. So good.
I mean, if they're like any of the ones we tried before we recorded, we were out there scooping your little cute silver spoons.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep. Thank you.
Real deal too, not plastic.
Nope.
I like that.
Plastic tastes funny and it cuts little kids on their lips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who wants to do that? It's ice cream.
I did want to touch on your interview with the Journal that you had. It was a podcast that I listened to it as a podcast, but it was the Wall Street Journal interview that you did a year ago, I believe, where you talked about the
How
real
shitty banks are.
how bad the banks are as a business. Like, this really painted a picture for me of, what it takes to get those loans, counting on them, the lessons learned from that. All I wanted to ask was, since it's been a year, how are you now? Has any of that bank stuff been resolved? Are you still working on it?
No, it's been resolved. And we're moving banks. Let's go. When you own a business, you want to work with people who want your business and who are going to do right by you. And our bank did not do right by us. You own it, take it, move it, right? No matter how big or small we all are, we all have the power of choice.
That's right.
And so you can take your checking account to different and your savings account somewhere else, right? Like, we vote with our pocketbook.
Well done. Congrats on the resolve.
Thank you.
And the solutions.
Yep.
And you got me on the track of competitors. What would you say to the people eating at your competing ice cream shops right now?
They probably have never had my ice cream.
Nice. I like it. The confidence, because they're slinging scoops in here, okay? They really are. The flavors are dynamite. Let's talk about summer flavors. What are you guys pushing right now? What should people be talking about, trying? It's hot. What are we doing?
Oh gosh, you know what? There's so many.
Yeah, I tasted that.
The cherry limeade is on fire. The raspberry push pop flavor is out of this world. It's so delicious. Obviously, gooey butter cake is a classic forever.
And these might not be the seasonal ones. I pulled them from your website. Some nice flavors. You got the decadent coffee. I know Julie was having that, loved it. The gooey butter cake, which you guys are churning out gooey butter cakes.
Well, we made
process.
gooey butter cake ice cream famous. No one in the country had ever done gooey butter cake ice cream before us, and before we started winning all the awards. And now I was just in Boulder, Colorado 2 weeks ago, and there's an ice cream shop there that I ran into that literally copied all our flavors. And they're not like ice cream shops all over the country are trying to do their own version of gooey butter cake. After we won the best ice cream in the country with the cake. So
what side of it is that with the trademark and copyrights and like process? Like,
it's an ice cream shop.
Yeah,
what are you gonna do?
Recipe.
I guess it's fine until it's not fine.
But you know what?
I appreciate the competitiveness, but if you're just copying, what are we doing here?
Flattering. Yeah.
It's flattering. It is. It's it sometimes I get unnerved because I'm like, people like, can't you be original at all? But at the other end of that is I am super flattered because we are the industry leader right now in the super premium artisanal world. And so all these small ice cream shops around the country are following us and seeing what we're doing, and they're trying to emulate that. And quite frankly, that's cool, right? Like, we all want to look at the people that we look up to and say, I want to be like that. And so, at the end of the day, it's cool.
It is cool.
And none of them taste as good.
This is where the accolades just start coming into mind too, for context, for like a newcomer. I was like, all right, I get it. This ice cream place is awesome. Oprah's list. Like, Oprah was like, this ice cream's the shit. Like, how'd that happen? You guys sent her ice cream. She liked it. It's on the list.
Actually, I had been sending my ice cream to Oprah and her team for 2 years. Every month, I sent new flavors. And it was so expensive to ship ice cream then. And like, it was hard, but I did it faithfully, and we just kept sending it. We kept sending it. And then, like, finally one day we get a call.
Like, fine. All this melted ice cream I've been leaving here. I'm going to taste it.
Well, no, it was funny because one day we get a phone call, and they're like, oh, this is so-and-so, Oprah Winfrey, blah, blah, blah. They're like, can you send us 60 pints of gooey butter cake? And you're like, what do you want 60 pints of this flavor for? Well, we can't tell you. Okay. But sign all this paperwork, and you can't tell anybody, and whatever, and send the ice cream. And it's Oprah. You ever?
Of course.
You're fine. Yeah, totally.
Bleep. Yeah. Right? You do whatever they ask you to do at that point, right? Because you're like, it's Oprah. Yeah. I don't know, but it's gonna be.
I'm just picturing
That's
the email
spectacular.
signature. Oprah.
Yeah, sign your life away. Yeah, pretty much.
Other big national media cycles you've been on. Was it Good Morning America?
Yeah, Good Morning America. We did a huge feature, which you should all check out if you haven't. It's called The Dish on CBS This Morning. It was a great piece that Dana did. That was awesome for our business. I think we're like one of the few people ever to get like a full 20-minute segment on their 60-minute show. It was very
That
cool.
good.
Yeah.
That good.
Yeah. It was awesome.
Okay.
I was a little embarrassed. I did cry on national TV, which I didn't mean to do in that interview, but whatever.
And now, a break. Hey there, superheroes. This is Logan, your host at Mostly Superheroes. Today, thrilled to introduce to you Yuppie Puppy. Yuppie Puppy's not just a pet spa. It's a luxurious, state-of-the-art haven for your four-legged friends located in O'Fallon and Cottleville, Missouri. They offer top-notch services including boarding, grooming, training, and fun play camp. Yuppie Puppy goes beyond just services. They have a heart for rescue dogs, too. You can adopt a Yuppie Puppies Forever rescue dog and receive an incredible 50% off all Yuppie Puppy services for life. Yuppie Puppy is committed to providing a holistic, comfortable, and safe setting for all of our furry friends. They have 24-hour staff, UV sanitizing system, and even room service. It's truly a resort for spoiled, rotten pooches and kitties, too. Be sure to tell them Mostly Superheroes sent you and check them out in person and online at yuppiepuppyspa.com. That's yuppiepuppyspa.com. Give your pet the pampering they deserve. We got pretty cool ads on this podcast, I'll give us that. However, you might be like me when it comes to certain content, and I just don't want the ads. As little as $1.99 a month, you can get ad-free content from Mostly Superheroes. That's right. Patreon, Apple Podcast, Podbean, all of these channels offer ad-free versions of our episodes coming out early, including the patron pre-show, the show before the show. Open up Patreon, Apple Podcast, or Podbean, or go to mostlysuperheroes.com/support to learn more. Thank you for supporting your favorite independent podcasts. Mostly Superheroes Indie Podcast has a slate of upcoming titles, interviews, and topics ready for our listeners and fans, and you could reach our audiences. We have 30-second ads starting right now for as little as $100. Cheap ads, your brand, professionally recorded ad. Hear our voice, our crew record an ad in your style and make your brand heard on Mostly Superheroes. Find out more at mostlysuperheroes.com/sponsor. All right, back to the show. Flavors get you in here, the options, anything else outside of that that people can look forward to in Missouri or otherwise?
Well, yeah, I mean, and you could ship our product all over the country, right? Like, what do you get the person who has everything? Clementine's ice cream. What do you get somebody who moves away? Clementine's ice cream, right? Right? We do catering.
Genius.
Right? We do weddings and baby showers and birthday, but so don't forget about our catering part of our business. That's awesome.
And that's perfect because I wanted to plug your website, which is clementinescreamery.com.
That's
it's
it.
A beautiful website.
Thank you.
Very well organized, by the right categories. It's easy to navigate. Find those local deliveries and beyond. You said that you can deliver anywhere, no matter where they are, or you can order online. You have catering. You can read your amazing story that we've talked about and plugged. You can see the locations. You have a blog. You can be contacted there.
And we do have 2 huge holidays that we celebrate every year. That's in February. It's ice cream for breakfast. So we open early and everyone comes in their pajamas to come have ice cream. So you come with your friends, your family, your kids, whomever. And it's like an annual tradition. And we partner with and collaborate with Tiffany & Company. So we give away Tiffany & Company. We give away gift cards and product. It's like a really exciting day to see, and people get dressed up. It's kind of themed around breakfast at Tiffany's, but breakfast at Clementine's.
Awesome.
And so people get dressed up like Audrey. Like, it is a production. So like, come check it out and come join, bring your family and friends, and like, you'll be the husband of the year if you like get up and tell your wife to, put on pajamas and like come have ice cream.
Oh yeah, you're gonna win that one.
Yeah.
And then you said the second one, I assume is, can I guess?
Yes.
Free ice cream day, National Ice Cream Day.
National
Next
Ice Cream
month?
Day.
You're
Yes.
like, that's not free. That's
It's not free.
It's not a day yet.
Nope.
Just created that one.
That's right.
Yeah.
Maybe one day.
But that's in July every year. And so we always have massive giveaways. The first 50 people in line at every shop, they get a free t-shirt. And then for National Ice Cream for Breakfast Day, they stand in line, they get free mugs. Like, we do lots of stuff. It's like a big party. It's like celebrate. It's like, who needs another reason to have ice cream?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
And we'll definitely help you push that. We got to like get some people here. I like seeing the big crowds in the community coming out. So
It's so fun. And people really do look forward to it every year.
you're big time in my head.
Oh gosh.
And
Not really, but thank you.
Stay humble, all that, like it's for sure. But you really have. So when you look back at making that move to Clementine's 2014, when you look back at it right now today, what's a big moment that jumps out at you that was like, I'm awestruck? That was a crazy, like a good, like either a celebrity you met, an experience you had, even from a customer that you just couldn't believe, an employee you helped. Could be really whatever you're into.
I think every time I open a new parlor, it kind of blows my mind because I'm like,
Another one. Yeah.
Like, this is crazy. Like, how did I do this? But we have a lot of celebrities that love our product and they like go on social media about it, whether it's Mark Maron or Oprah or, if Metallica on stage wears our Clementine's t-shirts, right? Like, so people, we have, and that's always like super cool, right? Like when people give us the opportunity to like promote us out there, we impact so many people's lives and we don't know it. And I try to tell this to the team all the time, like, you never know what kind of day someone is having or what they've been through when they walk through our doors. Because we talk about the magic threshold when you come in the door. Like, you literally see people like in life, they come out and they're walking in the shop and they're like crunched up and their face is scrunchy and they're like, oh, I'm at the end of my day and I'm doing this. And like they open the door and they step over the magic threshold and they literally like, their face opens up, their shoulders relax, they smell the waffle, and they're like, and their life is going to be instantly better. And it's magical to see. If you've ever, next time you come in, like, and you're sitting there with your family, just sit back and like watch what people look like outside the parlor and then what they look like after they come inside the parlor.
I felt it for sure. Like I said, when I came in, like, man, just the smell of the waffle cones made me feel like a kid at Six Flags.
Yes.
Just walking in and then it's cool for coming in from the heat and you're like, oh, man.
Yeah. So I think this Clementine's really does play a role in people's lives. Right. And I think, a great story, great, not so great story was, I get people send me messages all the time, like on Facebook, like long messages. And I got a message from a customer, from a guest one day, and he was sitting in our Des Moines location, and he sat there, and it was like 5 paragraphs long. And basically the gist of it was, I'm sitting in here today eating gooey butter cake ice cream, thinking about my mom, and I'm really sad. And I'm sad because she died yesterday. And with her chemotherapy and her, all the treatments she went through, she couldn't eat. The only thing she could eat and that she loved and could taste was your ice cream. So we would come every Monday for 2.5 years to get your ice cream. And she's gone. But I'm sitting here now today and I'm happy and I'm sad. But thank you for doing what you do. Like, those are the moments. That's my why.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right? Like,
Wow.
that, like, literally, you have no idea whose life you touch every day, whether it's a solo person coming in or people together. And so for me, that's when I've like, to me, those are the big time moments when I'm like, I may not do a lot of other things in life, but like, I'm doing something right.
I impacted someone.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. That's really beautiful.
That's my why. We get lots of engagements and proposals.
Can you put this
And the
in
ice
some
cream.
ice cream?
Yeah. At the
Yeah.
bottom of a cone or in an ice cream. And so we'll have the ring in the ice cream scoop, and it's scooped and it's in the freezer, and you get the sign they're coming in at this time, and you go in the back, put it in the thing. Yeah. So it's really cool to be part of people's lives, right?
Mm-hmm.
And become a generational thing. You see, like I said, people will come in on their dates like this, because it's a very accessible date.
Sure.
Right. And then, you see them for dates and stuff. And then they come in and, they're like, oh, help us get engaged. This is our first date. I want to get engaged here. And then they do that. And then they get married. And then we cater their weddings. And then they come for their wedding pictures. And then you see them and like, she's pregnant. Their baby's first ice cream, right, is here. And like, but the first date can't start it here. Right.
Yeah.
That's
Full circle moments.
Yeah. That's like, that's and after 10 years, we've been here long enough now that like we're genuinely part of people's lives.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
That's
You're
great.
built in at this point.
Mm-hmm.
The flavors, are they just epiphanies? Do they just...
I've heard that you come up with most of your flavors, and
I
you
do.
did. I know that you did, and I know that was a big part of your childhood too. Like it was really reminiscent of my dad. My parents split, so my dad was a single dad in that regard, and he made Daddy surprise, and it was mac and cheese and hot dog and whatever
Was in the fridge.
whatever's in there. And it sounded like you guys.
Is this just like, oh, you got peanut butter in my
my
chocolate?
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
So are you still coming up with them like that? What's the process today look like?
So I have an R&D chef now who helps me because I'm so busy. I don't have the time to be in the kitchen as much as I used to be able to be. But yeah, I still do most of the flavor creation. Sure. I think I get inspired with desserts. I get inspired when I travel around the world. I get inspired even from like savory dishes and things that I have somewhere. I'll be like, oh, this is an interesting spice. I'm like, oh, that's really good. Like, oh, I like this barbecue dry rub. I'm going to throw this in some ice cream and see what that tastes like. So, we have the ability to do like really chef forward, interesting flavors, and do like super like decadent, rich, like, I constantly have like guests like text me or send me messages. Have you thought about an ice cream like this? Or can you do this? Or put this? Or you've got to try my grandmother's brownies. They're awesome.
Yeah.
And they'll send me like literally like 2 or 3 dozen. And like, what are you going to do? So I'm like, okay, I'm going to try it, whatever. And I'm like, oh, this is good.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Eckert's came, which I love those guys. And Angie Eckert is another badass female who the Eckert's family had a cool story. But they're like, oh, we have all this asparagus. Can you do anything with it? And I'm like,
no.
heck yeah, I can. So I did, it was a candied quinoa and asparagus ice cream.
Wow.
Oh man.
It sounds funky and weird, but it's actually really good. If you like asparagus, you'd like it.
Wow.
Man.
All right, Andy, last call.
I mean, my question now doesn't even seem as ridiculous as I thought it was going to sound in the first place, but toasted ravioli ice cream, when's that coming?
We did that 3 years ago.
See,
right
Andy, you're
before.
I knew I missed it.
I'm telling you, we
need-
did our research too, Andy.
I mean, I googled
We
toasted
listened to every
ravioli ice
podcast.
cream and nothing came up. So
Okay, all right. Would it come back?
No.
It's done.
So we got to do like an Emo's ice cream.
Well,
right?
it's all leading to this great question. What is the big dream collaboration? Who would you want to work with? Is there some kind of flavor company? This is to put it all on the line. We'll get a big clip out. I'll email it to him. I will help you make this dream come true.
if you can get on Oprah's list, you can do anything. Just gotta,
I don't know who my dream collab would be.
You haven't thought about it? Has it like popped in your head? Like, I'm trying to think of ones that like you got national brands, and then you got like St. Louis brands, and maybe you got, I don't know, brands and companies that you travel a lot. I know you spend time in Italy.
Like a Ryan Reynolds aviation gin ice cream, something like that.
Ooh, a booze collab.
Wait,
Yeah,
Because
That's
all the
another-
celebrities have booze now.
for sure.
Yeah, that'd be kind of fun. Maybe some kind of who has
TM on that.
The Rock, Terramana. The Rock has Terramana tequila.
George
He's
Clooney,
an
yeah.
investor in another ice cream company.
There you go.
Bryan Cranston from Breaking Bad. You could do like
You could
blue ice cream.
He might jump ship though. You never know.
I don't know.
Well,
I don't know who my dream collab. That's a.
let's pull on that thread. Let us know what you find out when
I
you're
will.
thinking on your own.
I will. I'll text
The
you guys.
wheels are
I got
turning.
it. I found it.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Tamara Keefe, Clementine's Naughty and Nice Creamery. There is a location around you in the St. Louis area, Kansas City. They're coming to you. They're already in Edwardsville, Illinois.
Yes.
They got all the options. Every option people can come in and try all your flavors. You always say like it's a good measuring stick. If you're in a long line, don't like Braden said, don't be an asshole about it, all right?
Right.
But if it's like a good time of day, you're always welcoming people to try your stuff.
Absolutely.
Got all the options. They can come see you. And I just want to say thanks for your time. We really appreciate it.
Thanks
We've
for
taken a lot
having
of
me.
time.
This
Wonderful.
is so fun.
Yeah.
Right here in your shop. We really
That's right.
appreciate that.
And if you guys want to do this again or pick it up, we can do it another time too.
Absolutely.
We always say this is the get to know you. It's a fire hydrant, and we just want to talk to you about like one thing next time. We're into movies. What are your favorite movies? What you like movies?
Oh my
TV
god,
shows?
my favorite movie of all time is Somewhere in Time with Christopher Reeves and Jane Seymour.
Oh my
Oh, wow.
gosh,
I'm
good
like
name.
A hopeless romantic. It was in the 80s before you guys were born.
What if we watch it and talk about it on the podcast?
1980
with you?
over here.
Okay.
There we
I
go.
think it came out in 1982.
Okay.
Maybe.
we have have a segment called The Meat, where it's a feature. We watch the movie, review it, talk about it.
I would love
we
to
do
do
a
that.
spoiler-free take for someone that's never seen it, so you can convince them to see it, and then we talk about the spoilers.
Yeah. So I'm a huge cinephile. So I see 3 to 4 movies a week.
Oh,
wow.
where's your theater?
High Point, Frontenac, like those. Although AMC has a pretty good deal now for $23 a month, you can see up to 5 movies a week for free.
Wow.
That's nice.
Ooh,
5
movies.
a week.
5 a week.
Andy's got the Alamo Draft Pass, which is $20 a month for like unlimited movies up to 1 per day.
Yeah, 1 per day.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
Okay, movies then. Plenty to talk about. We're again.
I can talk loads about my movies.
Movies and ice cream go together very well.
They sure do. Sure do.
All right, guys.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you again. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ciao.
While we were at the shop, we were lucky enough to get our hands on some free petite coupons. Good for 1 free petite. This one is on Clementine's. Waffle cones and toppings are extra. 1 coupon per customer per purchase, not valid with any other offers. Coupon has 0 cash value. And we have these free petites, a few up for grab. We got our hands on a few, so we're going to do this kind of rotating giveaway. 2 people have won so far, and more to come in the next week or so. So keep your eye on our social media. You can find Mostly Superheroes everywhere on the social media accounts and in your favorite podcast app. And as always, mostlysuperheroes.com/contests. You could win, just like these 2 people from Instagram. Congratulations to Lauren. That's Lauren's_lifestyles on Instagram. You're a winner. And from the text message, you can always text us and call us at 754-CALL-LOG. Congratulations to Richard in the St. Louis area. You can pick up your prizes at the Clementine's location nearest you. We've already reached out to those folks, and more winners to come. So again, mostlysuperheroes.com/contests. Get your hands on some free ice cream. Mostly Superheroes is proud to be funded in part by our sponsors. Mostly Superheroes is funded in part by paying patrons who receive early, ad-free, and exclusive episodes. Subscribe at mostlysuperheroes.com/support. Thank you for supporting your favorite independent podcast. Mostly Superheroes is an independent podcast owned and operated by Kerrigan Ventures in St. Louis, Missouri. Hosted by Logan Janis, Andy Hunn, and Scott Swearingen. Brand and creative by Carrie Clark Design. Music by Audionautics. Learn more at audionautics.com. Find more at mostlysuperheroes.com.